Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is very well. I'm just going to watch where I'm standing. It is Monday, the 23rd of November, and I just thought I'm just going to share something here with you while I'm outside. Now let me just read where I am. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And what I am present to is I'm standing. Let me just read where I'm standing. Okay, so I'm standing on one of these, and it's always I always find nature very, very grounding, whether it is whether I'm standing on the ground or very close to the water. And just another example how we can be mindful or how we can be present to ourselves and feeling our own bodies. And what I'm present to is yes, how we can use this opportunity to tune into our own senses and then just see what else we can hear or we can see or we can sense or we can feel apart from what we would normally feel using our senses. And I'm quite particularly enjoying working with my sense of hearing today. I thought I could show you something there. The sense of hearing. So that's an invitation for you, because if we just spend a couple of short minutes standing still somewhere outside in nature and feeling our body weight and feeling that all that heaviness or whatever our body might feel or sense, we let it go and we give it back to Mother Earth, and then we just remain there, we just stand there. And then there is a point where we notice our breathing slowing down, and with a sense of hearing there's a space where we enter a zone where the sounds go slightly blurred. Interesting, sounds going blurred. You see. And as if we are hearing not just all the sounds around us 360 degrees or all around us, but there is a different zone what we are able to hear. And that means that when we hear certain sounds, so what we do, the practice is that you stand still and then first of all you notice all the sounds around you, and then you notice what you hear with your right ear and then with your left ear. And if the sound is continuous, then you follow that sound, and while you are following that sound on one side, then you notice other sounds popping up. And when you are really relaxed in your body, then you really sense that it's not just two ears listening, but then from all the directions you hear the sounds. And then you suddenly become aware of how sounds are coming just behind you, just in front of you. So you get the spatial awareness of the sound, so where the sound is coming from or how you perceive it. And then still with the analytical mind, you can understand, you can sense whether the sound is high or low or long or short, or all the timbre, different birds or man-made sounds or natural sounds. So you identify all those again with your mind. But then there's a point when you relax to the point you relax, and then you realize that actually sounds have colors. Okay. And when you realize that is, we are very, very relaxed, and we just have to watch. That's why I usually just step back a little bit from the water, so I'm not falling into the water. But then that means that we step into a different zone where we know. It's not I see the color for the sound, but I know the color for the sound. So earlier there was a duck here, and then the color for the duck was the sound was an orange tinted with burgundy. there are some building works happening to my right side, somewhere over there, and then the color for that is the oil green. The oil green. I heard some other traffic sound and the color was dark blue. And then I heard how that engine started off. The blue became darker, pushy colors, and then bringing itself back, but then still remaining in the same zone of that one particular blue. And on my left side, I noticed some other, like a group of dogs, different types of dogs. The color there was turquoise, and it's not the feather, the pattern of the feather, but then actually the sound looked like turquoise lines, like wriggly lines. The dark earlier here with the orange and the burgundy maroon color was a blob of color, like a one blob. And then if you look around the colors, because one palette, you know, I can keep these colors on the cool palette, although I can see oranges and yellows over there. I can see yellows over there, up there. If I just show you over there, I can see some very, very soft green mixing with turquoise. And yes, we see how we see these. Over there I see the burgundy, a little flash of burgundy there. In the light there, definitely I see burgundy. Okay, over there I feel there is more gray coming in. Okay, the color behind me, because of the trees, I'm not taking that into account, but I'm just in front of me. Now, if I look into the water here, over there I see the dark green, the oil green, a little bit similar to what I heard over there behind my back on the right side. I quite like this zone here. I feel that the royal blue wants to come forward, but then I think the here that little rig, there is more grayness coming in, but then there is a stretch. No, here there's a stretch of royal blue. I see. It's good to see the whites there and the silver. Actually, I want to say it's silver. Can you see? Can you hear the sound? That is a very dark red for me. Coming from there. A very dark red color sound. It's like the rustiness. Okay, there's the color I see there. Oh yes, it's quite. I don't like that color. What I hear there. Light green. The birds of the sound of the bird over there was light green. That's yellow I hear over there. There's a yellow. If you heard that, if you notice that. And right now in the air I sense, okay, the sound of yellow wanting to turn into orange. And if I look around, interesting, you know what I said? Let me show you that. That is behind me. Just when I said orange, I was aware of the orange coming into my awareness. I have to step back again, so I'm not falling into the water. So the invitation is when we are outside in nature. It works beautifully. Excuse me. It works beautifully when we are outside in nature. It works when we are inside, when we are in our man-made environment. But then this is much more fun because the frequencies are clear in the open air, and especially if you are by the water, by any water, then the frequencies are very alive. You know, very, very vibrant. And then again, as you see, I'm surrounded by trees. It's not a forest, but then we just have some trees here. And then we know that when we get to being amongst trees in the afternoon and in the evening, their energies are different because they use the water and they use the light from the morning throughout the day. And then by the afternoon, their energy, their frequencies are different. So I actually quite prefer being amongst trees in the afternoon or in the evening. That's why, because you feel their frequency. And then those of us who communicate with trees or hug trees or sense trees, it's more likely that we get their stories. And then really tuning with their energies, with their frequencies. So yes, if you can manage it, if you can do it, go outside, just experiment with your senses, and then just know that yes, we got the senses to be able to maneuver our lives in this environment, in this earthy environment, but then there is much more to our senses. Okay, so once you see colors for the sound, that's one way of experiencing life, and it's just very, very gorgeous. Now, another thing I wanted to tell you, like last night, it's quite interesting. Now, if you are not interested in this conversation, it's okay if you are not listening, because not everybody is open to that. But I've got a dream, and then the dream, those of you who have been listening to some of my other conversations about frequencies around the earth, and then the other higher frequencies coming towards the earth, and that type of conversation. Okay, when we start physics, we get physics. Certain things were shown. Then you understand this, or you are interested in this, because in my dream, I was aware, especially with my right ear, I was aware that there was somebody next to me, another human person, a human being, and we were able to hear each other just with our ears, but then I was able to hear the other person's frequency, and then in this way acknowledging its parameters. Okay, I don't know who that was, but feeling and sensing its parameters, and then we were able to communicate just by using our frequencies, and we perceived each other with our hearing, sense of hearing, but not the human three-dimensional hearing, but then the higher sense hearing. Okay, that's the sense of hearing. I'll show you this one. Lights started coming out a little bit. I'm trying to catch it. I wanted to show you. So that is an ability what we have, and even though it was shown to me in my dream, I'm aware of this, because the last 5 or 6 years, I have had conversations with a few people who were also very, very tuned in, and without having any human conversation with our minds, we were able to exchange ideas and getting feedback from what the other person was thinking of, and what the reply for any such conversation was, just by tuning into or sensing the frequencies. And then in fact how it happens is that we do not need to do anything, so there is no intention behind. It's not because we want to do it that way. But then things like this happen when we switch off we want to happen it that way. Okay, so there is no intention as such. The intention is in a way that it's in the being that we want to be open to those frequencies. Okay, and not because we want to achieve something or we want to do something. So it's not nothing to do with doing bit, nothing to do with the doing bit, but just the allowing it. Okay, and then when we are in that zone that is much greater than our physical being or physical senses, physical understanding, and then in that zone anything can happen. If we need to understand or we need to sense something, that will be shown to us. Okay, so just a little exercise, being outside in nature. The first step, if you have not done any meditation or any mindfulness or working with your senses, just be present to your body, the weight of your body, your breathing, you're slowing yourself down, slowing your breathing, okay, slowing your brain waves down. You are using the senses and being aware of just noticing what you notice with your senses, so you can focus on your hearing, let's say 2 minutes, or your senses, the sight, what you see, for 1 minute, and just very slowly moving from one object to another, sensing the shape, the color, the light, everything. And then again with the sensation of on your face, on the skin, just being present to how you feel the wind or the temperature, whether you feel it on one side or another side. So you can have this little game with this, and it always that helps to be present to ourselves. And then those people who are thinking about using their own extra abilities, well, not extra abilities, but then everybody have those abilities, it's just a question of how much we are using it. But then those people who want to do more with their spiritual work, it's a beautiful exercise, adventure to embark on. And then after that something else emerges, if it meant to happen. So here we go. That's my little mini talk here. I hope everybody's well, and a little bit later I will come back on live and do something else for those who are interested. So when I get back, I'm going to post something else. Thank you very much. I can see there are a few people here. Thanks very much for watching and listening, and hope you will have a very, very good day. Sending you lots of love and speak very soon. Bye for now. Thanks. Bye. 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 Oh, let me show you where I am again. Let's see if you have the light coming out. This point is always the teasing point, whether the sun would come out, because once it comes out, it's very, very beautiful. You usually get gorgeous, gorgeous reflections. And then you see all the birds went very quiet now. So anyway, lots of love to everybody. Speak very soon. Bye for now. Bye.